early 1980s, USAF realized the threat from Russian MiG-29 and Sukhoi 27 fighter aircrafts and reached the conclusion that F-15 will not be the superior aircraft for long and has substantial threats against Russian air superiority fighters. In 1986, to counter this, USAF initiated Advanced Tactical Fighter Program and invited several aerospace companies to participate. In response to this, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, Lockheed, McDonnell Douglas, and General Dynamics came up with their designs. In addition to this, Pratt & Whitney and General Electric were selected for joining JAFE program, which was Joint Advanced Fighter Engine Program for developing a high-thrust engine. The requirement of ATF were concluded in 1984, which said that the aircraft should perform supercruise with speed of 1.3 to 1.4 Mach without using afterburner. The aircraft should have low observability, which was essentially stealth. The max takeoff weight of the aircraft should be around 50,000 pounds, and the aircraft should have high maneuverability. The ATF program was very costly, so the aircraft manufacturers came up together for building aircraft. Lockheed and Boeing and General Dynamics were grouped together for building YF-22, and Northrop Grumman, McDonnell Douglas built together the YF-23. YF-23 Black Widow took its first flight on 27 August 1990, and in 1 month, on 29 September, YF-22 also took its first flight. After the evaluation of all the technical parameters, Lockheed Martin's YF-22 won the ATF contract and was developed into legendary F-22 Raptor, which deserves its own video. But this program produced YF-23, which was arguably the better aircraft. Yet it couldn't win the contract. We will discuss all these aspects in the later section of the video. It's an undisputed fact that YF-23 was an incredible aircraft which achieved all the requested requirements by USAF in ATF program. YF-23 had a truly revolutionary design, from having a V-tail to having no pitot tubes. This aircraft was not conventional in any possible way. The aircraft used small flush-mounted tube holes which sucked in the air and were used to measure total and static air pressure for measuring speed of the aircraft. Another innovation that this aircraft had was its control surfaces. The wings of YF-23 were relatively thin and diamond-shaped. The traditional actuators were a little too big for the aircraft's wing, so the engineers had to design 4 miniaturized actuators to operate on each control surfaces. Talking about control surfaces, the aircraft used 2 control surfaces on each wing for roll function, and they were also called as flaperons, since in addition to performing roll function, these were also used to carry out air brake function when aircraft used to slow down. All these functions were performed by just 1 actuators, 2 on each control surface. Similar to this, the actuators performed 2 functions on the V-shaped tails too. The control surfaces performed the function of both horizontal and vertical stabilizer. Soon, Northrop test flew its second prototype named Grey Ghost with Pratt & Whitney engine. Grey Ghost was slightly faster than Black Widow, and it is widely believed that Grey Ghost was substantially faster than YF-22, but its actual speed was never revealed and was classified. But for perspective, YF-22 flew with a speed of 2.2 Mach. One of the most innovative designs found in YF-23 was the boundary layer intake. These intakes were essentially replacement for the traditional splitter intakes also found in YF-22. Northrop installed guzzling panels with holes on the edges of inlets and fuselage, and these holes would suck up the air before it reaches the air inlet. This design allowed the aircraft to supercruise at speed exceeding 1.6 Mach, and it also would not sacrifice stealth in order to achieve it. This was another reason why YF-23 was believed to have better maximum speed to that of YF-22. According to Northrop's evaluation, YF-23 also had remarkably lower radar cross-section than YF-22. The reason behind it was YF23's overall flatter profile derived from Tackett Blue, a stealth technology demonstrator aircraft from Northrop. With only one stabilizer with multiple functions, YF23 becomes even more stealthier. These two features were unavailable in YF22, which had relatively conventional design. Other stealth features of YF23 are classified and not available. But it is widely believed that YF23 was a stealthier and faster aircraft. In 1994, USAF announced the winner for Advanced Tactical Fighter Program, and it was not YF23. This was also a shock for many aerospace engineers all around the industry, as YF23 was considered to be the better aircraft. The reason why YF22 was chosen over YF23 was not the technical aspect. Paul Mutz, the only test pilot who flew both the aircraft, stated that YF23 was at par with YF22, if not better. So the reason why YF23 was not selected cannot be the technical aspect of the aircraft. But Metz highlighted a very important aspect of ATF selection. Metz said that USAF believed that Lockheed could manage the program more efficiently than Northrop, as Northrop was deemed as inconsistent after the cost overrun in B-2 strategic bomber program. He also said that everyone in Air Force is not an aerospace engineer, so leaving a lasting impression on the conceptual level, even if they don't tell the whole technical story, can give one side an advantage over the other, which Lockheed did by demonstrating YF-22's dogfight capabilities and firing air-to-air missile. This could be done by YF-23 too, but Northrop simply never did it. Finally, in 1996, Black Widow was sent to the National Museum of USAF at Ohio, and Grey Ghost was sent to Western Museum of Flight in California. In 2004, Northrop offered to build a tactical bomber version of YF-23, but USAF dropped the plan in favor of next generation strategic bomber, the contract for which was finally won by Northrop. Northrop also offered YF-23 to Naval ATF program, but Navy eliminated an ATF program in favor of upgrading F-14 Tomcats. YF-23 has now achieved a status of legendary aircraft, and it is very possible that its technology are used in next generation air dominance platform which will replace F-22 Raptors. Now this 6th generation fighter is being tested as we speak, as said by Air Force Secretary Will Roper. So maybe in a way this incredible aircraft will be revived in a new avatar someday. I'm Spearhead. If you like these kind of videos, then please like and subscribe. Spearhead over and out.